Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and I want to welcome you to a new program called Deep Dive. This is where Walker the Intern and I take one movie and dissect it. I mean, we're going to dive deep into all aspects, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to look at it from my generation's viewpoint to his generation's viewpoint, and that's a broad expanse. Now, if you haven't seen the movie as we get into it and you don't want to know how it ends or twists and turns, then you might want to turn off this right now and wait until you've seen the movie, because this is a huge spoiler alert. Deep Dive dives deep, and it bears it all. Let's move forward now and see what this week's pick is. Hello everybody, we are back with another Deep Dive, this time on Superman, and this is
Walker the Intern.
So Walker the Intern.
Yep.
Superman for your generation.
Yes.
That's the way I feel.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
So
maybe it's for Gen Alpha. I think we might have
what
had.
What is Gen Alpha?
That's below me.
There's another one.
My generation is over. We completed ourselves.
What are you?
I'm Gen Z.
You were Gen Z?
Yeah. What do you think I was?
I don't know. Millennials.
I'm like right in between Gen Z. I'm like right in the middle point between the beginning and the end.
What's the end of Gen Z?
I think it's 2015. So Gen Alpha's 10 years old at this point. I think my Superman might be Henry Cavill. But you know what? I don't like Henry Cavill, so let's go with... I'm fine with taking this one as Gen Z Superman.
You didn't like Henry Cavill?
I think Henry Cavill's a fine Superman. I think his movies were just not the best.
Yeah, I went back and looked. There were two TV Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kirk Alyn or something like that, and George Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
Brandon Routh.
Yep.
Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
And now David Cornsweet.
Yep.
And who of those four do you think was the best Superman?
Okay, so...
Not their movies, but just...
Yeah. Superman's not necessarily my forte. He's not my favorite superhero. I did watch...
Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man, probably. I watched the original...
Mine is Iron Man.
You're a big billionaire guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I watched the original Superman last week because I never seen any of them. I never seen the originals. Movies? Yeah. So I watched.
Did you see Jackie Cooper's name come from?
Yeah, I did notice it. I was like, oh my gosh, he's in this.
And it was so funny because in the new Superman, in the Christopher Reeve Superman, you see in the far distance, and it's coming towards you, and it's
the title cards, yeah.
And this Superman,
they did it again.
They didn't,
or they go the other way.
This, and then they receive.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty.
Yeah. So I watched the original one. I've never seen the Brandon Routh version.
I can't even remember.
That one slipped by. And I've seen all the Henry Cavill ones because I was alive during then. My favorite might be David Cornsweet. I think it might be. I think the other three, they're just a little outdated. I think they're not necessarily... They don't bring a certain humanity to Superman. I think they bring a humanity to Clark Kent. They're really good at keeping up with Clark Kent, but when it comes to Superman, it's like a full 180. That I think David Cornsweet adds a bit of complexity to Superman as a character rather than just Clark Kent. Does that make sense? I don't know. Just enjoy what he did.
I thought this was the one movie where they made no distinction between Clark Kent and Superman.
That's true, but I think that was the point. I think he's still figuring himself out. I think he's still trying to develop who Clark Kent is and who Superman is. And I don't think they want him to be, but two sides of a coin.
Let me say from the start.
Okay.
That David Cornsweet. Cornsweet reminds me of John Krasinski.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because John Krasinski's of The Office and Tom Ryan's, Jack Ryan books.
Mm-hmm.
His restful face is goofy.
Yeah, sure.
And his face when he relaxes.
Okay.
So is David Cornsweet.
Yeah.
He's just a goofy looking character to me.
Yeah. Sure.
And what is in my Superman world,
Mm-hmm.
Superman can't bleed.
Okay.
Nobody can cut Superman.
But I think...
And this movie starts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it establishes the tone of this movie immediately.
What is the tone of the movie? That he's not invincible?
It's a Superman that bleeds. He is a guy that is trying to work on himself. He doesn't just get to be invincible from the start, because then that doesn't make for an interesting plot. That's my one problem about the original Christopher Reeves movie. It just felt like he was never going to lose. You were just kind of watching to see how he would win. But there are never any
That's
stakes.
right. That's the whole point of the movie.
But I don't like Superman. That's the reason I don't like Superman that much.
Because he can't lose.
Because you never lose. There's no stakes.
Kryptonite.
That's so boring. Kryptonite is so boring. It's like, oh, it's just a mineral. Like, he can't do anything when that's around.
Superman being beat up was boring. And it wasn't consistent. This was news to me, that Superman gets power from the sun.
Yeah. That's in the OG.
It's in the what?
It's in the original one.
That he gets power from the sun?
Yeah, he has to fly up and then he gets a bunch of sun
I
energy.
don't think so.
I knew that. That's a fact. 100%.
But, okay. In the movie, Superman is fighting off two bad people. One who has the tentacles and is covering him with some kind of tar-like substance. And then there's somebody else who's battling him. He burst up into the atmosphere, flying toward the sun.
Yeah.
Didn't get a bit of strength from it.
Because he didn't go to the sun.
The sun was out there.
No, I think
There wasn't a cloud.
I'm pretty sure. Also, he wasn't up there for that long. He's got to stay up there.
How long?
I don't know, a couple minutes.
Oh, come on.
You saw it in the beginning when he's sitting on the little table. It took a while. He doesn't just automatically just get a refresh. Like, he's got to stand up there for a little bit. But yeah,
And
he did that as a trick. He did that whole thing for a trick.
A trick?
Yeah, like he was shooting him up to the sky as a trick, and then he shot him down because he knew he could survive the impact, but they couldn't.
I just didn't understand that he was as, I don't mean emotionally vulnerable, I meant physically vulnerable as he was.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
And I really do think that, I hate to say it, but there is a generational gap of viewers for this film.
100%, yeah. I mean, he's the most popular superhero.
But the backstory in this movie was zero.
Yeah, because you know it. Why would you want to watch it again?
Maybe there's some people who wandered in and hadn't.
I don't know. I think about that too. I don't think so. I think kids grow up knowing the story of Superman. Because there's so many different other ventures that they can expose themselves to, like the animated series or whatever.
And and Lois Lane knows from the start of the movie that he is Clark Kent is Superman.
This is a superhero.
And then she says it one time, he's got to quit trusting people. He can't keep telling everybody.
I know,
he's Clark Kent.
This is a superhero. This is a Superman movie that doesn't need any exposition. It throws you right in at a certain point in his life cycle. Like, this is where we're starting at. There's no need to tell you the backstory. And I really, really enjoyed that. I think a lot of superhero movies, especially remakes of superheroes we've already seen, deal with 30, 45 minutes of exposition that we already know, and it just drags.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is the biggest city in the United States, supposedly, like on the order of New York City.
Yeah.
The major newspaper of that city. Did Clark Kent go to school and get a degree in journalism?
I don't think so.
How did he get the job?
Not sure. They don't establish that in the other movies either.
No.
I think he just kind of gets it. Maybe he did go to school. I don't know.
Yeah. Because in this movie, you even get the impression that they didn't even know he had superpowers until he was because they were pretending like he's flying, when he was a baby, etc. Don't you remember that?
Oh, at the end?
They showed scenes from his childhood.
Yeah, I don't think he knew until he was like a bit older. I think it was like his teenage years that he got his powers.
I like Rachel Brosnahan.
Yes, she's great.
I did not see almost zero chemistry between the two of them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I thought they had pretty good chemistry.
I thought they were fun to watch, but I didn't get. She was that concerned about him. He was that concerned about her. He was born infatuated with his dog. Who got on my last good nerve.
Yeah, the dog was in it a little bit too much.
That was like, okay, you did it.
Yeah.
Then you did it again. You did it again. You did it again.
Yeah. They probably could have taken some of those dog
They
scenes
certainly
out
could have.
and made the really good ones more impactful.
And I would really like people's opinion on this. You were going you're in the movie, and here comes not the Green Lantern per se, but somebody who works in the Green Lantern Association.
He's a Green Lantern. He's part. The Green Lantern is it's a corps. Like they're a group of people. They're like a cult almost, but not really.
How do we know that?
From Green Lantern, this story.
Okay, not from in the movie.
It's like the alien species that they find subjects that they feel are worthy of the ring, and they give it to them.
And then is it Mr. Mystery or
Mr. Terrific?
Mr. Terrific.
Mm-hmm. Thought he was great.
And you just have to accept he's here.
Yeah, well, that's superhero movies. That's the superhero genre. They always are placing tiny little characters.
But they introduce them. This guy's like, oh yeah, we've been working together, blah, blah, blah. But he was, to me, of the supporting cast, he was the star.
Oh yeah, he had the most to do, at least.
Yes, and he did it well.
Yes, 100%.
And then there's Hawk Girl or whatever.
And they definitely underused her. They could have done a little bit more with her.
And then, at the very end, they throw in Supergirl.
Yeah. Well, they got a movie coming out next year.
Has that been a big thing? Is it Millie Aycock? Mm-hmm. That she's playing Supergirl? Is this a big thing? I
don't know if it's a big thing, but it's definitely the movie's filmed.
It's like she just kind of comes in, and you're like, "Who's she?" And what's their relationship? And
I could figure it out by the S on her chest.
Did she come from the planet Krypton too?
Well,
was she on a rocket ship?
That's the whole point. She's in it, so you're like, oh, maybe I'll go see Supergirl now. It's a little spicy. It's a little spiciness. Hooks you in.
Spiciness.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna go see that. What's up with her?
And then, and by the way, she looks like Sydney Sweeney to me.
Okay.
Then you have this. Who is the guy who could turn everything into
Metamorpho?
Yes. Where did he come from? And who is that baby?
Why do you need to know any of this stuff?
Because it's important.
No, it's not. It's not. Because it's a Superman. It's a Superman movie. You know Superman's origin story, so you don't need to know the exposition behind that. And then it places you right in the middle of Superman's journey. It doesn't keep you at the start. You don't need to know about any of the Justice Gang. You just know that this stuff is happening. It's almost like you're turning...
Is the Justice Gang the same as the Justice League?
I think it's going to turn into the League. We're not there yet, though.
Oh, God.
It's almost like you're turning on the TV on Saturday morning and you're watching an episode of Superman just play out. And I really, really enjoyed that. It doesn't need to worry about the whole... Because that's what
you didn't think, who's that baby?
No, I was like, oh, that's Metamorpho's baby. That's why he's there. Because you knew it. That's why he's all sad and stuff. Because he's looking at the baby. There was a reverse shot of them doing that.
And, saved it. And then they get in some kind of molten lava thing, and the baby's just bobbing up and down.
That was a bit far fetched, but
far-fetched.
That was pretty fun.
The whole movie's far fetched, but I just thought, give me something. is this a villain that Superman has encountered before? Or yeah, and I like Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
But they gave him nothing.
Really?
To me.
I thought he was stellar. I thought he played that tech...
Stellar!
I thought he played that tech billionaire, egomaniac type perfectly.
I just didn't think, he was like, okay, he was like Elon Musk on a bad day.
That's exactly who he was going... That's what the world we live in now. It's not the Gene Hackman type Lex Luthor anymore. It's the Mark Zuckerberg. It's the Jeff Bezos, clearly, because he's bald and everything. Like, he's the one that's envious of Superman the most. I mean, you want to hear my hot take?
Yes.
Nicholas Hoult better than Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman is... Lex Luthor's whole thing is that he is jealous of Superman. He doesn't really have that much going for him, except that he hates Superman so much. And I think Nicholas Hoult played that envy way better than Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was just sort of like, lollygagging almost.
Gene Hackman was evil. Evil.
Nicholas Hoult did more evil things than Gene Hackman did. Gene Hackman did the kryptonite thing. That was it. Nicholas Hoult was like making DNA replicates of Superman to kill him, putting him in quantum realms or whatever.
Yeah, and the whole thing of the pocket universe.
It's fine.
Okay.
DC, I will say, DC is much more supernatural than Marvel is. Like, just from the get-go. Batman's probably the most realistic DC character. And even then, it's Batman. But other than that, they go way beyond what Marvel does.
I would say Batman movies.
Yeah, they know how to do Batman movies. Okay. But Batman is much more of a cinematic character. Like, that's one that you could perfect in a film. Because Superman requires so much CGI that it can be hard to crack him.
Again, at the last shot in the movie, no, not the last shot, but the next, it's not Superman and Lois Lane looking at the moon or whatever. It's Superman and his dog looking at the moon.
Yeah. That was stupid. Those credit scenes, they shouldn't have even done a credit scene.
I know.
If they really want to establish that they're different from the MCU, they should have been like, this is its own contained story. Maybe you'll get Supergirl pop up for a little bit, but you're not going to know much about her. You might get some side characters that may or may not pop up in other movies. But the Superman movie itself, and I guess the post-credit scenes didn't necessarily give you anything extra, but you're definitely establishing that you got to sit for post-credit scenes now for every DC movie. Even if it
was a long wait.
I know. Even if the movie itself is contained in its own world and it doesn't feel like it's trying to interconnect with other stories that are about to happen like the MCU does, it just shouldn't have done it. I don't think it should have. But we'll see. I don't know.
I did not find a single scene in Superman this sword.
Okay. Okay.
Emotionally. I mean, it was not like...
You didn't think that when he goes back to Kansas and has that talk with his dad?
No.
I thought that was great.
No. Go get him, son.
He's telling him, he's like...
And let me tell you, in another deep dive, I talked about, I watched the whole movie Jurassic World thinking Daniel Bloom.
Uh-huh.
I spent the whole movie thinking that when it showed Superman's parents, it was Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
It was Bradley Cooper.
It was Bradley Cooper.
But I don't know.
It wasn't Lady Gaga.
I was not Lady Gaga, no.
But did that not cross your mind when you saw him?
No, I was like, I don't know who that girl is, but that's Bradley Cooper. I knew that.
I thought, that's Lady Gaga. They must have filmed this right after A Star is Born.
Yeah, they did it right after Joker, Folly Ado.
Yeah. But in the early, and I know it doesn't mean as much to you, but Marlon Brando played Superman's father.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge thing. And this was like, oh, that's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. But do you want to compete with Marlon Brando? You got to do your own unique thing, or you're just watching the same movie twice.
Maybe have Robert De Niro as.
Too old. He's way too old.
Marlon Brando wasn't in Spring Chicken when he did it.
That is true. He was, but it was right after The Godfather.
Yeah.
He's probably in his 50s or 60s.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I think Bradley Cooper's in his 50s. I mean, that's how actors age now. So
it's making money,
yeah, definitely.
but it's not like the reviews are not 100%.
They're pretty good though. They're more than Jurassic World.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I think this will.
Oh my gosh!
I think this will do better than Fantastic Four in terms of reviews. I think it will. I think people are going to be bogged down by the amount of exposition that the MCU is going to force onto the Fantastic Four. Because the Fantastic Four is its own thing right now. Like, it doesn't have to worry about being connected to the universe in any way, but I think it's going to have to, I think it's going to be forced to put in all this plot exposition for the new Avengers movie. That I think people are actually going to be like, I actually liked how Superman was its own contained story.
So, Mr. Durham,
Okay.
what would you score Superman?
I would, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yes.
I think I'd be at an 8. I think I'm at an 8. I really, really enjoyed this, especially since I was really underwhelmed by the trailers, like extremely underwhelmed. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a CGI slop fest, and I came out being like, awesome. We're back.
6.
All right. 6 is not bad for you, though. It's just kind of like whatever.
It's got enough energy
Mm-hmm.
to get it above the average.
Yeah.
But again, they utilize the John Williams score, music score a little bit, not much, and they didn't bring anything new in. The music score is a big thing to me.
Okay.
Uplift scenes or whatever. The chemistry between Cornsfet and Rachel Brosnahan just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me at all. And I thought he made, for the Superman he had to portray, he did a good job.
Yeah. And I liked the portrayal of Superman in this. And I don't think you did.
Because Superman is super.
I know, but I just think it's really boring to not have any stakes for a superhero. If he can just win everything.
Well, yeah, that's always, to me, what kind of makes Batman a better superhero is because he doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah, he's having to use his mind.
But yes.
And work himself out.
And machines and equipment and all that sort of
I think
stuff.
Superman...
And his brain.
I think this Superman has to find the purpose in fighting.
But all this stuff about, did he get permission of the president to go over and do that? Did he get...
I mean,
I don't want to hear all that.
I mean, that's very crucial to the world we live in. I mean, it's...
We don't live in a Superman world.
I know, but it's putting Superman in a world like ours. It's putting Superman in a world where there are international conflicts that he should not get involved in without approval. But it's Superman trying to grapple with, well, should I listen to the politics or should I listen to humanity? You know, should I save these humans?
Which is what the whole Lois Lane interviewing him is about.
Yeah. Thought that was a really pretty good scene that established Superman's thought process throughout
To me, that was one of the best scenes that they had.
Yeah.
Because they really didn't have that many scenes together.
Yeah, they didn't. She kind of went off on her own thing for the most part. I thought that...
And also, Wendell Pierce plays Perry White.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite actors. I like him so much. And he was underutilized.
Yeah, they had a lot of characters in this.
Yeah. And let me see if I can get his name real quickly, just off the top of my head. Skylar Gisondo. He played Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah. He's really good.
And
really
he's
funny.
got no publicity out of this at all.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's like a small part.
But he does such a good job, and his involvement is so integral to the plot.
I agree. Yeah. He's a good character. He's a good actor. I've always liked what he's done.
You've seen him before?
Yeah, he's in the TV show Righteous Gemstones. I know
okay.
that. I saw, and Oh, he's in something else that I've seen, but I can't think of it.
But Wendell Pierce has been in several. He was in the Jack Ryan series, and he's in Elsbeth, which is the Carrie. Can't think of her last name. She's from Macon.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And he's just a really, really good actor. He's been around a good while now. And the scenes that he was in, you thought, oh, this could be so good.
Yeah.
With him in it. And then...
It seems like a lot of the Daily Planet stuff probably got cut out in service of other...
The greater good.
Other side... Yeah, there's a lot of side plots that are happening, and I think the Daily Planet stuff probably got cut the most. Well, for pace, I guess.
I would have liked if they'd had more of it.
Yeah, but I think they'll be back.
So you definitely think there will be another David Cornsfit?
Another Superman movie, probably. I don't. It might be a while though. But this is a whole new universe. You don't know how James Gunn is gonna craft it.
But supposedly James Gunn is This is supposed to be the birth of the redone DC.
Yeah, this is well, it's not the start. There's been other things already, but this is like the first big action superhero movie.
What about... He did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
What else did he do?
His other thing is the Suicide Squad. He did a Suicide Squad remake. That's part of the DCU.
Was that Harley?
Well, there was a Suicide Squad, and then they did the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
So there's a bad one that came out in like 2017 with Will Smith, and then there was a good one that came out with Idris Elba.
But is Margot Robbie in...
She's Harley Quinn.
In which one?
Both.
In both?
It's like a weird thing where they brought some characters back, but then they replaced some other characters. Because Idris Elba plays the part that Will Smith played in the other Suicide Squad. But Margot Robbie plays the same character. But there's also a new character. Bit confusing, but yeah. It was like James Gunn. It was right after he got fired by Disney in like 2018.
During the making of.
It wasn't the making of. It was right after Guardians had been released. He got canceled, sort of, and so Disney fired him.
I love the Guardians.
Then DC hired him. Then they were like, what do you want to make? He was like, I want to make a Suicide Squad movie. So he makes the Suicide Squad movie. Then Disney's like, oh, sorry, the canceling thing actually wasn't that bad, so we're going to rehire you for the next Guardians movie. And then, it's really confusing, but the Suicide Squad that James Gunn made is part of the DCU. Since he's like the head of it now, he was like, I'll just put it in here. That's why John Cena shows up in like a little cameo as Peacemaker. It's on like a television screen in Superman. It was like there was like somebody was interviewing him about the whole conflict, and he shows up and he's talking on like a talk show or something on a TV. He plays Peacemaker. Did you watch the TV show?
No.
It's pretty good, actually.
No. It's
pretty good. James Gunn does that as well.
There was no room in my life for that.
Okay. Well, season 2 comes out.
I read one of the bad reviews of Superman.
Okay.
I can't think of the critic's name and don't know him, but he said DC stands for don't care.
I don't know. I'm hooked. I'm hooked on this universe.
If I was to say, are you a Marvel fan or are you a DC fan? I would definitely be a Marvel fan.
I'm still a Marvel fan. I know much more about Marvel, and I care much more about
I think the presentation, the connection, even though it's gotten so complex and so many offshoots and so many TV shows and everything, it's still cohesive to me.
Sure. Well, I'm even just talking about like, not even thinking about the cinematic universes of each. I'm talking just like, do I like Marvel or DC more? Marvel, 100%. I think they have better teams, and I think they have better characters. I think they have the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. DC kind of just has Justice League.
Whatever happened to Wonder Woman?
Well, she's gone.
She is.
Well, she might pop back up, but not Gal Gadot. No. But we're getting Superman's the only character we got right now. They got a Supergirl and they got Clayface.
Clayface.
That's a Batman villain. They're making a whole.
When you say Clayface, I think of the character in Fantastic Four.
Oh, the Thing?
Yeah.
It's like a little bit different. Clayface can like transform into people. Like he can disguise himself as people. But like his base face is like a giant clay monster.
Way back before you were born, decades before.
Okay.
When I was a child, there was a comic book called Plastic Man.
Yeah, Plastic Man.
He looks like the character in Fantastic Four.
Oh, he's a direct ripoff of Mr. Fantastic.
I thought he was.
But Plastic Man, you probably can't bring him into the real world now because Plastic Man is like.
Plastic Man is like those things that outside car washes.
But I'm talking about his character. He's not a good person. And I don't know if you could bring him into 2025.
I don't remember that much about him. I just remember there was a Plastic Man.
Yeah, he's Mr. Fantastic ripoff.
Yeah.
But you get that everywhere. I mean, there's Batman ripoffs in Marvel. There's Spider-Man ripoffs in DC. Like, you'll see those Flash and Quicksilver. That's one that's off the top of my head. The Flash, DC made the Flash, and then Marvel made Quicksilver. That is the same exact person.
Okay.
All right. They do that a lot.
6 out of 10 from me.
I got an 8 out of 10.
10 for you.
And
I had to really do some heavy lifting to get it to a 6.
That's all right. That's okay.
What do you mean that's all right?
It's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
It is your opinion.
My opinion.
Yeah. And this is my opinion.
Sticking to it.
I'm sticking to mine.
And so, are you good? What is my people, my friends, my age,
okay,
and this would be like, they put, they made him soul searching. He's got a dorky, but that's not our Superman. Your generation, Z, are more accepting of, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, people have emotion, and they have to think. They have to think through things in order to make a decision, and they have to struggle so that they can make it out on top. I'm cool with it.
There is our sermon of the day.
I think the Christopher Reeve Superman is a bit one-sided. I think you have to add some complexity to Superman to make him interesting. That's what I think.
Listen, in the first Superman that you just watched, when he takes Margot Kidder, flying for the first, that is such a tremendous. I can't remember the music behind it, but it was terrific. And this one, they kind of twirl around up.
I thought that was really good. It's like it's emotional.
It was not emotional. It was like, okay,
all right, that's fine.
Go get your dog.
I thought the relationship, the chemistry in this was better than
Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve.
That one was just like Lois Lane is supposed to be this empowering female who's like doing like her own thing, and as soon as Superman shows up, she's just like every other one-noted woman who falls in love. Like, it's really boring. At least this one, she's like putting the pressure.
Wait a minute.
She's putting the pressure on Superman.
Remember, he's a LeBron James, the fifth one. What was that quote? One something woman, one.
She's one-sided.
One-sided.
She turns into just a one-sided female character that just swoons over the main guy. It's really boring.
I felt like she was intelligent. She was scrappy.
She was until they start talking to each other, and then she just falls into it. She falls into the one note. Really made me mad when that happened. I was like, okay, Lois Lane, that's what I'm talking about. And then she starts interviewing Superman on the balcony, and she just loses all type of personality.
Yeah. Rachel Brosnahan. Oh, go get your dog.
It wasn't even his dog.
Where did that dog come from?
It was Supergirl's dog. That's what it was about. That's what that whole scene was about. He was dog sitting for her. That was like the whole thing. That's why he never listened to him.
I can see that 6 crumbling.
All right, we're going to stop then. So before you do anything else.
Anyway, this has been Jackie K. Cooper with
Walker the Intern.
And this has been a deep dive on Superman.